deadlift?
Okay.
What? And you haven't done one at all? I mean, do you train with it already, or do you do a?
Oh, it's been months since I've trained deadlift, so I'm sure I'm terrible form.
Okay.
Yeah,
Uh, well, and what were you doing before? Do you have split squats, or were you doing front squats?
front squats, which is hard for me just because I'm getting down low enough.
That's right. You are 6'8", right?
Yep,
Oh my gosh, you're the biggest.
yep.
That is hard. All right, let's try the deadlift with the white band. Can we see? Can you put the phone so I could actually see the foot plate?
I'll try. Let's see. Not sure where to put it, but we'll figure it out. Maybe if I do this.
And try to be. Uh, it'd be great if we were at least like do the same thing, but have it on like the chair. Like maybe drag the because I want to see it from like the waist level a little bit. Because right now that would be too high, and then I don't see your angle on your back. You're already tall as hell. Now I
Yep.
wouldn't see. It'd be good if it was at waist level, or maybe putting that window cell pointing towards you.
Yep.
Something where we could be around your a little bit higher, so we could really see. There we go. That right. There we go, senor. We are in it. Perfect. That
Okay.
is perfect. Okay, and I want to see you from the side, exactly from the side, how you would be standing right there, exactly. The foot plate like that, and you be doing it looking that way.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna show you more or less. I'm gonna show you a video of more or less the form we want for deadlift.
Okay.
Let me see.
And I've
Do you see that right there?
yeah.
So we want to follow her example where she's going as straight up and down as possible, and it's just using her legs. You notice that she's
Notice how
letting the
all
bar
the
just
movement
hang
is
down,
happening in her
right?
legs.
So here's what I'm going to show me right here, right? So let's say the foot plate was down here,
Yep.
right? I'm going to be here. So I'm going to, don't be like this. You want to
Okay.
be, you pull the band and you pull your shoulder blades together.
Mm-hmm.
Turn in your lat. Like this arm turns this way, this arm turns this way. So
Mm-hmm.
you pull like that, and then you push the floor away. What you're doing is you're moving your hips forward. At no point do you pull up this way. All your arms are just holding the bar. But
Mm-hmm.
the whole movement happens because you are going like this with your hips. You're like
Mm-hmm.
so you're standing up and the shoulders move up because you're moving this. When
Mm-hmm.
you go back down, you don't fold down, you don't bend here. You push your hips back and your shoulders and your arms just drop because
Mm-hmm.
you're moving your hips back. So it's all the movement is happening here. All right?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
As much as possible.
Yep. Yeah, I've got those wedges.
Okay, but you won't need the wedges will be for like the front squat.
Okay. Just wanted you to know.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, let's get that chair out of the way. How tall is that ceiling?
The ceiling?
Because you're tall as hell, and the ceiling's pretty high. So the ceiling must be very high, right? I wonder what happened. It like zoomed in and out.
Yeah.
Remember, the band for deadlift is doubled. Right now, you have it
Oh,
single.
sorry. Yeah. Yeah.
That made it very simple. I was going to say, wow.
It's early. Yeah. Am I gripping this way?
No, the other way, like that. Like that. Now, stick out your chest and pull your shoulder blades back, tight and back. Now, you see how your knees are forward? You want to be your knees back, completely straight above your ankles. So pull your knees back more, even more, all the way straight.
Well, I can't straighten them. That's as far unless I'm up.
Exactly. And you want to keep them there. Now, you see how your chest is forward? I want your shoulder blades back. So roll them back and keep them back pinned. Your arms straight. Stick the chest out. You see how your arms are not straight? Let the arms hang straight. Like that. Keep your shoulder blades back straight and chest out. Like okay. So now let your hips go back. And just let the arms be pulled down. But see, no, don't let the knees go forward at all. The knees don't go forward at all.
Like that?
Yeah, no, because the knees right there are going forward. You see how your knees are you want your hips to go back, but your knees stay straight up and down. They don't move from there at all.
Then it's partly an ankle mobility problem, I'll tell you that. Okay.
So now let the hips go back. There you go. There you go. Right back up. Right there. Thrust your hips forward. Now, when you go down, let the bar slide down your legs. Don't let it go forward in front of you. Squeeze up right there. You could let that bar go probably just below your knees. And squeeze at the top. Squeeze your butt. Squeeze your everything. See how you're like, when you go down, you're trying to keep your knees forward. Try to keep them as far back as possible.
Trying to get them back.
Yeah. Try. Yeah. You try. I'm telling you what you want to try.
Yeah.
We'll improve that little bit by little bit.
Yeah.
One thing that will help that actually is if you do it against the sofa. So that the sofa, you could push your calves against that sofa so you don't have that falling feeling.
Okay.
Try to keep your shoulder blades pinned back even as you go down, your chest out as you go down. But you really want to try, remember, focus on the hips back, but your knees don't move. There, you see how when you first did it, you do it, but then you like try to squat down.
That's a flexibility thing. Okay. My back's starting to feel it.
Yeah. Let me show you again so you see what I'm talking about. You tend to want to do this, which is normal. And this is something we got to work on. And oh, this is what I mean. Look, this is good that I have it here. You could practice against something like this. You see this like the ottoman right here, right? So what I'm going to do, if you had a sofa, what I'm going to do, I don't know if you see it. You see it there? It's like
yeah.
Here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stand. Let's say you had the foot plate there. I'm going to stand and push my calves up against it, right? So now when I fall down, when I go down, I'm going to keep it there. You notice how I'm standing this back here?
Yeah.
And then up. So the whole move happens here. See how when I go down, you stay there. You're doing this, you start doing this well, but then you go like this.
I think it's a matter of flexibility, really.
Right?
But
so, well, of course, but what we want is we want to stay, you notice my back, my shoulders are pinned back. We want to practice being able to go like that and that. The whole movement happens here.
Yeah, I get the idea. Yeah.
So what you want to do is practice it against a sofa, something that allows you to push your calves back. You're tall. You could probably do it against a bed. You're so tall.
Yeah.
Against something that when you go against it, it doesn't move. So now you're able to like focus on pushing that back. And then just letting yourself fall and feel the stretch of your hamstring and your butt and all that. Also, what will help is, do you have the light orange band?
I do.
All right, perfect. So what we'll do is you use like you see how a chair over there has a leg?
Yeah.
Here, you pass the light orange band under it and you put it around your waist. You walk away from it. And then when you're here, you let that band pull you back and you feel how it stretches here. And then you push against it like that. You're like basically thrusting against it like that.
Yeah.
Because that's what I want you to learn is that you're not pulling this bar up. You are thrusting forward. And when you
Yeah.
use that technique, it helps you learn that it's your hamstring and butt that's doing most of the lifting. All right.
Mm-hmm.
That your leg is actually how you thrust forward to bring the bar up. All right. So
Okay.
use that to practice. All right. Right now, what we're trying to do is getting you set up little bit by little bit. We'll move and get better. All right. It doesn't
Yeah.
have to be
Yeah.
perfect the first time. It's just I want you to remember this is what we're trying to get. All right. So now
Yeah.
bench row.
I'm sorry. What'd you say?
Now we're going to go to the bench row.
Bench rope.
Yeah, the bench row, the rowing
Oh,
one.
the row.
Yeah, the row. Yeah,
Oh, the bent over row.
yeah, the bent over row is the next
Okay.
one. You do that after deadlift. And then what as soon as I'm done here, I'm gonna send you the video and you can watch it over so you can see what I'm telling you to change. That way you could practice. Okay. So here for the bench row, I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do. What you want to do is basically you get in that same almost deadlift position where you're like this, right? So you're gonna pull that band and get like here. Don't be here unless you're, you want to be like right here. And then you pull really low, and you're pulling with your lats. You see how you're letting, and when you get here, you squeeze. Then let it pull you down slow. Let the lats be pulled down slow as it goes, and then squeeze again. Let it pull you down slow. Squeeze again. You see how that's what you want to be doing. All right. You're muted, by the way. If you're going to talk to me, I can't hear you. There we go.
They're good.
Yep. Yep. Now stick chest out, shoulder blades pinned back.
That's as much as I can do.
I will pull my knees back a bit because you're going to crash against your knees right there. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You could probably get a little higher, stand up a little higher. That way you won't be so right there. Chest out now. Think about chest out, shoulder blade. Now pull it towards your stomach. Slow. Squeeze the back, chest out, and then let it drag you down slow. That's it. Back up. Don't let your arms go straight so that it keeps constant tension. Right there. Back up. Remember, this is harder for you than anybody else. You're pulling more than anybody else. So just concentrate on it, but concentrate on slowness. Really squeezing it. There you go. And always, I know I keep telling you, think of chest out, pop that chest out. So you rotate back and arch.
Good. Hey, can I wear gloves? Do you care?
I don't care if you wear gloves, but gloves are always going to mess it up even more. I know it's going to hurt. What you want to do is probably, yeah. What you want to buy is shock. Get yourself a chalk, lifting chalk, and you're probably going to need, unlike other, you're probably going to need the purple band for this. All right, to develop the stamina.
Yeah.
That then will get you to the higher bands. It's not that you were strong enough for that band, but I guarantee you,
yeah,
if you did another 6 or 7, you're gonna tell me my back hurts like hell. You're tall as hell, so your forearm is different than somebody else's. So we need to really slowly develop your lower back capacity to do it.
Yeah,
there's different parts working here. When we're doing the bench row, like I told somebody that was just here that I did in person, you're training not only in order to be able to pull as much as you can here with your back, upper back, and all that. You have to develop the stamina here.
Yeah.
So there's two separate things. This part here is stronger than here, most likely for everybody in the beginning. So you're not able to pull as much as you can here because this is limiting you.
Yeah, I can feel it.
This with stamina first to do it. So we need a lower band to be able to develop the stamina to stay there in constant tension. If we were in a gym, the thing is that in a gym, You're gonna tell me, but I lifted more in the gym. You're right, because in the gym you're doing one rep at a time. You're not doing constant tension to that lower back. So
Yeah.
we are trying to get ourselves. You're building a foundation to be able to work out even heavier in the future, but you
Yeah.
can't skip it because the lower back, literally the core here is the one that gets work in deadlift, gets work in bench row, it gets work in the squats, it gets work in every move. You got to have the back
Hmm.
sitting there holding that tension.
I
And if
feel
you
it.
don't allow it to develop, you're never going to do it.
No, I'm good
Right?
with that. I'm not in a hurry.
Perfect. So let's get ourselves for bench row. I know for a fact you're going to need the purple band. The white
Okay.
is way too much for you because you're pulling it way more than anybody else
Yeah. Okay.
at your height. All right.
That's great. Okay.
So now let's do the drag curl.
That I might have a problem with because of my elbow, but we can. Think I can do it if I have the lower band, maybe.
Yeah, let's use the purple band. Again, you're pulling that way higher than anybody else.
Yeah, I just have a.
Plus, you have like just figure it out as far as the proportions of a person your size compared to somebody else. The fulcrum that you're having to use compared to anybody else from your shoulder to your elbow, from your elbow to there's a huge like disadvantage
Yeah.
compared to somebody that has a shorter fulcrum. So you're like your tension levels, even though if you read it, it might be the same as somebody else pulling. The actual effect to the body is a lot harder.
Yeah, I can. You're right. I can promise you. Okay.
Right. So now what we want to do is, you ever saw Michael Jackson in Smooth Criminal? The video where he leaned forward, like in Smooth Criminal, like he was like shifting himself forward. In that,
No, not really.
here's what I mean. Watch. He did this dance where part of the dance he was like this. This is standing straight, and then he would go like this. You want to stand yourself a little bit forward like this, and then
Okay.
pull your elbows all the way back like that.
Yeah.
From here, you squeeze up here. You don't bring this forward. You squeeze, hold, then let it go down. Squeeze, hold, let it go down.
Like that forward.
Yeah, that forward is good. Now pull your elbows even further back. Right there. Now squeeze it and drag it up the body to your chest, basically. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Hold right there. There you go. Now let it slide down. Don't let the elbows move. Let it open right around there. That's it. That's it. No, you don't have to go any further. We want that angle of having to stay constant tension. Woo, your biceps are popping, senor. You're going to get huge arms. You're going to have the biggest arms around.
Listen to you.
Ah, there it is. There ain't many people that are going to have a size arm your size. I'll tell you that. You're going to be the new mountain. They're going to look for you to put in the new Game of Thrones. There you go. Squeeze, squeeze. At the top, when you hold it there, I want you to try to pull it behind your body. Try to pass it to your body, the bar. Like feel that hurting the biceps. Good, good, good.
This is very different than how I've ever done it.
Perfect. And how are your biceps feeling?
Yeah, burning.
Yeah, perfect. Perfect, perfect. That's all we want. We want to control range and control staying in tension. Ooh, I can see those arms. Ah, you put it down. You see, and then let me tell you. Yeah, again, you right now we're just learning, right?
Yes.
But right there, you probably had a good 10 more. All right. I could tell you had a good 10 more just because I can know by the amount of the speed of that movement and the amount that you were actually pulling it, right?
Yeah.
So remember, just because it starts to hurt doesn't mean that we're stopping. Now, in the beginning, we do because we still don't know, right?
I understand.
But eventually, you got to understand that when that pain starts, that's literally when we're starting.
Yeah.
We ain't starting the other ones. We're gonna start working once that now I'm in that zone. All right. That pain is not injury, by the way. That pain is the actual effect that we want. All right. So that's good. How does your elbow feel? Is that fine?
Pretty good. I mean, I can feel it a bit, but not like I normally do.
So right now, we only want to go just like that. You know, that we're getting that feeling and we're learning Okay, perfect. Because what we don't want to do is do anything that's gonna stop you from doing the other work. The
Yeah.
consistency. We do the consistency, and this is what starts getting us more and more. Okay, so now the calf raise basically is just the same thing as the deadlift, but you're gonna calf raise.
I mean, so you leave the purple on just to learn?
Yep, but remember it's doubled.
Yep.
I want you to put it in your case, definitely be as wide as you can on that foot plate because there's just no other way for you. You're like taking up the whole foot plate, anyways.
Yeah, it doesn't look like a very wide foot plate.
Not for your size, right?
No.
Not for you're like beyond
Yeah.
human. I'm gonna have to go meet you and stand next to you, and then we'll be like, damn.
Okay, what's the deal here?
Okay, here, get your chest straight, everything just like you were doing the deadlift. Now stand up straight. Okay, now just lift up your heels, right? Slowly and press at the top. Squeeze and let it go down slowly. Try to resist on the way down slowly and don't put the heels back down at all.
Okay.
All right. The way you want to practice this, if you have a problem with balance, is you like almost lean against the wall with your head so that you don't fall around. Because
Okay.
what we want to practice is the stability of staying and controlling that up and down. Try not to put those heels back down.
Yeah, I'm not.
You're actually moving very good for your size, senor.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Those have to be like 10 foot to 12 foot ceilings, right?
yeah, a little high.
Yeah, they have to be high.
Is it easier with shoes or without shoes?
Without shoes. Always without shoes, because remember, what controls the balance is your toes. All right. So
What about
if you have tennis shoes on, what will happen is that the tennis shoes have that curve on the bottom, and they don't allow you to. The toes allow you to like open them wide, right? And that like you start feeling the balance. When you're wearing shoes, you really don't do the calf raise well. You don't extend as well because it's throwing you off balance.
And then what about rest in between sets?
Okay, what we want is for you to rest as long as you need right now. You're not doing like what I do where I try to do it as quickly as possible sometimes, or depends. Right now, what we want is whatever rest you need for you to come back down and do the next move.
Okay.
All right. Which is why a lot of times this works out better when I train 2 people at a time or 3 people at a time, because then one does the movement, I train them.
Yeah.
The other one see it, then the other one goes, and then you're resting, and then the other one goes, and then everybody's getting enough rest in between.
I see. Huh.
So that's how it, because if you're doing it by yourself, then obviously you're gonna have to sit there and rest. So it's almost more efficient to do it with 2 or 3 people, because then you see what I'm telling them to change. Because you're gonna see somebody that's tall, I'm gonna tell them something. Somebody that's shorter and wider, I'm gonna tell them something. Somebody that, but they all have something in common and something slightly different. Everyone's gonna need something that's basic. There are certain rules, but at the same time, there are rules that you have to apply to different people for different proportions.
Yeah.
And that's basically it. That's all we want. Is different people, different proportions, going to have different things. Like your chest press is going to be completely different than somebody else's. Why? Because of your angles are different.
Yeah.
So the bar on you is going to be at a completely different point than somebody else.
Yeah.
So I have to see you, and I have to adapt it to you to make it work the best for you, and that your elbows won't hurt, that everything's going to be to you.
Yeah.
Because everyone has a different proportion.
Okay.
But basically now when you watch the video, I want you to try to get that light orange band that I told you and try to practice that where you're doing the hip thrust with it. So you can see, that's what he's talking about. And then practice also putting yourself against that sofa like I did with the ottoman, and do the same thing and feel how you could go down and let your body go down, but your knees don't go forward.
Yeah.
All right. It's easier to practice that when you're able to push against that with your calves.
Yep.
But you have like a stability later on. Then that's how I have to do it. Then your body learns how to do it.
Yep.
But for now, you might want to do it that way so you could really feel it, especially somebody as tall as you, because your body has proportions that throw it off. So you got to really practice how to stay in that proportion.
Okay.
All right.
All good.
Perfect. I'll send you the video now.
Okay.
When do you want to do this again?
Yeah, I want to do the
push tomorrow.
Push. So what's that?
You want to do the push tomorrow?
Let's see. I've got I got to be out of the house by 8, so I could do it at 7.
7 tomorrow.
A.M. my time, Pacific time.
Pacific time. That will be 7 my time tomorrow in El Paso. No, that will be 8
be 9
time tomorrow in El Paso. 8 my time in El Paso. 7 your time.
It is.
But right now I'm leaving from San Antonio to El Paso. That time changes by the time I get there. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So does that work?
So we'll do it tomorrow.
Okay, let's do it.
All right. So now I'm going to send you the video. Look at the different things that I told you to work on, so you can just practice. Remember, in the beginning, you can do an extra set or two, because right now you're not really achieving any failure. Right now, what we're trying to do is let's just practice what we're talking about. That your body actually learns what it needs to do. We're not doing any kind of failure in reality to anything. Right? You're not hitting any failure. Trust me, you're a lot stronger than even that. All right. Yeah. But what we want to do is practice. How does this move? How does this move? We don't got to go heavy with it. We're just trying to, this is what we're moving.
Gotcha. No, that makes a lot of sense. I like it a lot.
All right. Perfect. Okay. So I'll send you the link now, and then I'll get going. So I could see you tomorrow.
Thank you. Okay. See ya.
All right, bye.